Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel Code Learner. In the last video, we learned about the structure of a C program. Those who have missed the last video, please have a look at the video posted in my channel, the structure of a C program. In this video, we are going to learn about the different components or different unique elements of a C program. You know that a program contains more number of statements or number of statements. Each statement can be broken into different subparts, different parts or different unique elements, and each unique elements have their own meaning. So in this video we are going to define or we are going to learn about the different elements present in a C program and the usage of each element with an example. We can classify the different elements or unique elements in a C program into 6 categories, and they are keywords, operators, identifiers, special symbols, strings, and constants. These 6 categories or these different unique elements are generally known as tokens in a C program. They are the building blocks of a C program. I will explain in detail about these tokens later in the coming videos. Keywords. Keywords are one type of tokens, and these are special words whose meaning is already defined by the compiler. Totaling, there are 32 keywords available in C. Keywords are otherwise called reserved words. We cannot use a keyword for declaring variables, function name, and constant variables. Their meaning is already defined in the compiler. These are the different keywords available in C compiler. We will do more examples using these keywords later in the coming videos. Some of the important keywords are int, if, else, for, while, case, etc. All these keywords have their own meaning and they are used in different purposes. Identifiers. Identifiers are the names given to entities such as variables, functions, and structures. The identifier declared should be unique. They are used to give unique name to an entity to identify it during the execution of the program. For example, we can declare the variables as int age, comma, roll number, comma, mark, etc. Or we can declare it as float salary. Here age, roll number, mark, salary are the identifiers. They are used to name a variable or name a particular memory location. Rules for writing an identifier. There are certain rules to be followed while creating an identifier. The first rule says that a valid identifier can have letters, digits, and underscores. For example, int salary or float salary. So this is a valid identifier. Another example is number 1, number 2. These are all valid identifiers. The second rule says that the first letter of an identifier should be either a letter or an underscore. We can declare an identifier like underscore num1, underscore num2. These are all valid identifiers. The first letter should be either a letter or an underscore. But we cannot start an identifier name with a number. For example, 5123 or 5 number 1. That is not valid. The third rule says that there is no rule on length of an identifier. However, the first 31 characters of identifiers are used by the compiler. Normally, the first 31 letters are taken by the compiler for the identifier name. In this slide, I have given some examples for valid and invalid identifiers. Here, two identifiers which are invalid are int 1 mark and int roll hash. In the first case, the identifier name started with a number. The identifier should not start with a number, so that is invalid. In the second case, the identifier name contains the special symbol hash. The name should not contain the special symbols like hash, dollar, curly brackets, etc. So these two are invalid statements. Rest of the other statements are valid statements or valid identifiers. Next topic of our discussion is data types. Basically, there are 5 primary data types available in C, and they are char, int, float, void, and enum. Data types means it is nothing but types of data. We can store different types of data in computer memory. For example, we can store the mark of a particular student, or we can store the age of a student, or we can store the name of a student, or we can store the area of a circle. And these are all the different types of data. For example, in the case of age, we can store the age as integer type value. For example, int age. Or we can store the area of a circle as float area. Area can be floating point values or decimal point values. For example, 10.5, 3.8, like that. So these are the different data types available in C, primary data types available in C. We can derive any number of data types from these 5 data types. That's why these 5 data types are called primary data types. Using these primary data types, we can create complicated data types. We will discuss the other types of tokens in the coming videos. In the next video, I will show you some examples using data types and identifiers.